Well, getting back to the WASP tune that I played.
Oh, yeah, forgot about that.
And the fact that we were commemorating 9/11 15 years later.
Right.
Demon from the chat room sent in a request, which I was unaware of. I listened to it today, and you were just going to probably just lose it over this.
Okay.
As you know, Chris Holmes is no longer inside the confines of the USA because the music scene here is just all about nigger music. Jeez. I'm using Chris's terms.
Those are his words.
Those are his words. And rock and roll has no place in the U.S., entertainment industry anymore.
Do you think that Holmes has a problem hearing the music because all that jigaboo noise going on?
I'm thinking that's probably the case. I think he would be very comfortable uttering those words that he can't hear the lyrics due to all that jigaboo music playing in the background.
Yeah. Maybe he's got a place in Cleveland television.
I would think so.
Probably.
But anyway, because of this, he moved out of the country.
Right.
And he moved to a very conservative Mecca known as France.
Nice. Always a stand-up country.
It is.
Very brave, bold, noble nation.
Exactly. But Chris released a CD this year just called Shitting Bricks.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Which is a very big, very, very throwback term to like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Dude, sure. I'm shitting bricks.
I'm sure with that title, he sold tens of copies.
Right. Well, Shitting Bricks, the tracks are available on YouTube.
Sure.
Well, Demon, she thought it would be interesting or funny if we played a song called In Your Mouth.
In Your Mouth?
In Your Mouth.
Okay.
There's only one thing that comes to mind when I think In Your Mouth.
Are you kidding me?
So I'm going to play this tune. I'll stop it along the way.
All right.
So we can analyze the words of Chris Holmes within your mouth.
Oh, no.
Chris obviously has had things in his mouth because currently it looks as if he really suffers from meth teeth.
Yeah, his teeth are not looking very healthy.
Or if he has any left at all.
You don't think there's any?
Well, there might be a few stragglers hanging in there, but...
Think they're in the glass next to the bed?
I don't even know, but just from seeing him in some of the most recent videos and photos, it looks like he might be missing a lot of his dental work.
Okay.
That's my assessment.
All right.
I don't know that as fact. I'm just basing that on what I've observed.
It could just be the angles from
these could be. It could be. But it could also be being obstructed by that muff around his mouth. That looks like an unshaved 70s pussy.
That's right.
That's just my opinion. All right, so let's listen to a track from Shitting Bricks.
All right.
This one is so eloquently entitled In Your Mouth.
All right, great.
So let's listen to some stylings of Chris Holmes solo.
All right. What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
He's got these background singer girls singing, in my mouth.
In my mouth.
In my mouth.
The music starts off good.
It's kind of reminiscent of some Wasp. It's kind of bombastic,
Yeah.
hard rockin' music from like a Waspish era.
And then the singing starts.
Yeah, in my mouth.
In my mouth.
Right.
I hear that smoky sound when my soul pulse going down. My dick looks like a toad and I'm dropping my load. If you act like a lady, treat you like a man. Your high heel shoes don't understand. With a dress on, you act like Tarzan in your mouth. If my balls were on your chin, my dick would be in. It looks so cute when my dick is to the root.
Are you fucking kidding me? Did he say you look so very cute while my dick is taking root in my mouth?
Yes,
Is that what he said?
he did. He's skull fucking this chick.
Holy smokes. What's the name of this song?
In my mouth. In your mouth is what it's called, from Shitting Bricks. In your mouth.
Yeah, of course they don't have lyrics to that, even on the internet anywhere. Nope, they don't have it. God damn it.
And these background singers, they're singing almost with a very they almost sound like they're very accepting of their role.
Yeah, they sound like they like it.
They love it.
They do. I'm sure they do.
All right, here we go.
I can't even imagine me slipping in. I almost hit the ground. My balls are going down. If you act like a lady, treat you like a man. When I hear your voice, I just don't understand. You wear high-heeled shoes and you act like Tarzan in your mouth. In your mouth. In my mouth. In your mouth.
A lead vocalist, Chris Holmes, is not.
He's good. What are you talking about? I was getting into it, dude.
In your mouth.
In my mouth. Wow. Who sings a song 3 minutes about jizzing in a mouth?
I don't know.
How the fuck does that happen?
That's back when chicks knew their place. They should be sucking my dick under a table at the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
Unbelievable.
That was the time when life was good.
Yeah. When men were men and women sucked our cocks because they had to.
No, they sucked their cocks because they realized their place.
They knew their job.
Exactly. Lipstick on my dipstick.
Is that what he said?
He did. He said, get the lipstick on my dipstick.
Ugh. I'm sure his new wife is proud.
I got to tell you the story.
All right.
There was this girl.
Yeah.
I used to DJ at a club back in the 80s.
Right.
And there was this girl, her name was Christine.
Okay.
Nice enough girl. I liked her. She was a nice gal. Didn't have anything to do with her. Didn't date her. Didn't have any kind of sex with her. Nothing. She was just a nice girl.
Look at that phone.
Yeah. Horrific.
What in the fuck? All right, go ahead.
So she was one of these, she was, I lived in Southern California, in the LA area.
Yeah.
And back in the 80s, there were a lot of girls who were in broken relationships or had children out of wedlock or were divorced at a very early age.
Sure.
It seemed like every girl that I met probably banged out a puppy or two by the time they were 21 or 22 years old.
Okay.
That was pretty common.
Right.
So this girl, nice enough gal, which here's a weird connection.
Okay.
I lived in California, and I met this girl, and she was a cocktail waitress at the bar that I would work at as a DJ.
Right.
Nice girl, blonde girl, just friendly. Not she wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but she was friendly. Just kind of a nice gal.
All right.
Strangely enough,
Yeah.
just coincidentally, and this was the weirdest connection ever.
Okay.
When up the street from where I lived in Akron, there was a girl that I was in my class in high school,
Okay.
and she had a younger brother. Okay. This girl that I was in my class, her name was Sue Summers.
Okay.
Her parents were divorced. Okay.
No.
The father moved to Northern California after the divorce.
Okay.
The mother stayed in Akron, Ohio
All right.
with the two children. The one being in my class, her younger brother being in, two grades below or something like that.
Sure.
So so I'm in California, fast forward, let me see, almost 10 years.
Okay.
Not quite 10 years, 8 years. I meet this girl, Christine. She's a waitress at this club in California.
Okay.
So I get to know her a little bit, and, we're kind of shooting the shit and whatnot. And, it's like, well, where are you from? What are you doing? What's your background? So on and so forth. So I told her, I came from Ohio. And she said, oh, yeah, well, I knew a guy who used to come visit his father from Ohio.
Okay.
Come to find out it's this brother of this girl that was in my class.
No shit. Wow.
That's talk about a small world.
Yeah, no kidding. 3,000 miles and you're still in the same family.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
she knew the brother because he would go visit his father who had moved to California.
Right.
But they live basically right up the street from me. How weird is that?
That is odd.
Yeah. So anyway, getting back to this whole lipstick on your dipstick thing.
All right.
So this girl and I, she was a single mother. She had a child, blah, blah, blah. So, we used to just hang out. We nothing physical, nothing romantic, nothing, not at all.
All right.
Not that she wasn't attractive or anything. It's just that just wasn't what's going on. We were just friends.
Yeah. Right.
So she came to my house one evening and we were just sitting there watching a movie or something. And we both kind of just fell asleep on the couch,
Okay.
and we both slept there on the couch until the morning. Right.
Okay.
And I wake up and she's still there. And I'm just like, holy shit, it's, it's morning and, she's still here and, so on and so forth. So she says to me, why did you let me sleep on the couch? And I said, well, I fell asleep too. It's like, it wasn't like some kind of planned thing.
Yeah.
And she said, well, if you had taken me into your bedroom, there might have been some lipstick on your dipstick. So when I heard that line in that song, that's what I immediately thought about.
Nice. So after that, did you ever have her suck your cock?
Nothing. No, I never had anything to do with her ever. It's not, she just wasn't my thing. I wasn't, she was a single divorced mother, and she was kind of like, I don't know, she was just all over the place.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't interested because it was just too chaotic for me.
Is that her?
Who?
I don't know. That's Blackie Lawless.
Yeah, that's Blackie. Holy cow.
I think that's Blackie.
Yeah, that's Blackie. Or is that Ann Wilson?
Looks like Blackie wearing like a somewhat melted Jason mask.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Jason Voorhees mask.
Doesn't it? It looks like you put on the mask and it got melted.
Yeah,
somehow.
it's terrible.
What happened to him?
Yeah.
He hit the wall like a woman does.
Yeah, he does, more or less.
But I don't mean that he looks like a woman, although clearly he kind of does.
Yeah.
But he transformed almost overnight. He looked one way, and then bam, he looked this way.
Yeah.
There was no aging period for Blackie. Do you think that, or do you think?
No, I agree with you completely. It's just like he just like fell apart like in a matter of like a year.
And I mean, I know he had some health problems, which probably threw the aging process into overdrive or something. But motherfuck, you know what? Somebody posted the picture in the chat room. He looks like, remember, you didn't see Star Wars. So there's a scene in Star Wars where the Emperor is like real young. And then he shoots the rays out of his fingers, and then he turns real old because it takes all of his life force out of him to shoot the rays or whatever.
Okay.
That's like Blackie. Blackie was all young and shit, and all of a sudden something sapped all of that out of him in like a minute. It's like, dude, do you think he woke up at some morning and was like, holy shit, what happened?
Just terrible.
Looked in the mirror, was like, what's wrong with this thing? It's broken. Be tapping on it. Work. I don't look right.
Yeah.
There's no way could he wake up from one day to the next looking like that and think something wasn't wrong. Is there?
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
All right. Well, there's like about a minute and a half left of the song.
Well, please entertain me some more.
All right.
All the way out. That's what I'm talking about.
Instrumental.
All right, look in the chat room real quick. I'm putting this picture back up there now. That picture, you see it?
Yeah.
That was standing in front of Lita Ford while she sucked its dick.
Yeah.
That's just not fair.
Not in a gay way, but Chris Holmes used to be a very handsome guy.
He used to look like a rock star.
Yeah, he did. But he you know, the meth and the drugs and everything, that's what it does to you. That it takes its toll.
I mean, oh my goodness. I just can't fathom Lita Ford saying getting that in the face and saying, all right, here, take me.
Right.
You know, here's some pussy. Put it up in the air for you.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Drugs and alcohol will just tear you to pieces.
Mm-hmm. My goodness.
Yep. So anyway, there you go. In your mouth.
In your mouth.
Exactly. So now you'll be replacing that song that the girl with the golden hands.
Within my mouth.
You'll be replacing it within your mouth, in my mouth. A little dipstick on the dipstick. Lipstick on the dipstick.
What the hell? What a great song.
Yep. Everything about Chris's music is just everything that used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. We got to get him on the show.
He has not progressed at all since the, early to mid 80s.
87.
Yeah.
Don't we have to get him on the show?
I would love to have him on the show.
Yeah, I'm going to have to reach out to, Henrietta or whatever her name is.
Mm-hmm.
And get her, because he seems to do interviews.
Sure he does.
I'd be happy to give Shit and Bricks another shot. How about you? I'd be happy to feature it.
Sure. I see Demon in the chat room has the scene from the Decline movie.
Yeah.
We had Jeff Duncan on the show.
Yeah.
And he told us that he was at that scene, the shot for that.
Yeah.
And they filled those bottles with water.
Yeah.
So he basically said that they took those Stoli bottles and filled them with water.
Right.
So that was not straight vodka.
Of course not. Come on. Did you ever think it was?
Well, of course, we're talking that movie came out in 88.
Yeah.
So we're talking over almost 30 years ago, right?
Yeah.
At the time when that movie came out, you go, "Oh my God." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in hindsight, you look at that and go, "Oh, there's no way this guy's drinking straight vodka like that and putting it in his eyes and every other thing."
Yeah, it's not bothering his eyes. That's the part I always
it's not burning his face.
Yeah. Whatever. I would love to have Holmes on. Well, we got to reach out and get him on.
Sure.
Somehow, some way, even if we have to get up at like 6 a.m. because of the time difference or whatever.
Sure.
I would, wouldn't you?
Of course.
That'd be a great interview.
Chris Holmes.
Yeah.
So, Chris, how's your meth mouth?
Chris, who's your dentist?
Do they have social medicine in France? Can you get your teeth fixed or get some teeth implanted?
I would just like, you know what? I mean, all seriousness, I would just like to ask him, do you think you're a good singer?
Yeah. I
would like to hear him say yes. I would like to hear him say, yeah, that's not bad. That's kind of what I was going for. I would love to find out what he's trying to do. I think anybody could put out a bad record. I mean, that's fine. But what's he trying to accomplish?
Well, I'm going to make an assumption here.
Mm-hmm.
So many of these artists that you and I have the opportunity to interview.
Yeah.
They're still stuck in that phase that you can still make a record and make money.
I guess.
And I honestly believe that Chris believes he can still have a viable career by making a record.
And maybe he could, but not with him singing.
Well, I know, but my point is that some of the people that we've interviewed and spoken with,
yeah,
big or small,
mm-hmm.
they still think that making a record is the way.
Yeah, Mark Kendall comes to mind.
There you go. And we both know, just from what we know about the industry and how the business works, it's pointless to make a record today.
Yeah, for money.
It's
Sure.
it's pointless. The only one, and I'll give credit to, and he's not selling a shitload of music, but at least he's kind of doing it in the right way to where there's a potential to make maybe some money.
Okay.
Is Stephen Pearcy.
Yeah.
He like releases a song like every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
He doesn't put out a whole album. He's just like, here's a new song.
Yeah.
Here's a new song.
Yeah. And his fans will give him $1.
Yeah. Not a lot of money. I guarantee you he's not making a lot of money, but he's not putting out a full scale album all at once.
But you know what? I mean, think about it. If you want to really break the math out, if he did 10 songs and gave it to Frontiers Records, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to fire him off, what, 15 grand?
If that much. I'd be surprised if it was that much.
10?
10.
Okay, so 10 grand. Is it fair to think that Stephen Pearcy has 10,000 fans?
I would think so, but does he have 10,000 fans that will actually buy the record?
That's what I mean. Do you think he has 10,000 fans all around the world that will buy a Stephen Pearcy record?
Maybe.
Okay. I mean, realistically, more than likely, I would. I'm not trying to. You'll see where I'm going with this.
Okay.
So if he has 10,000 and he gets $10,000, how first the record company's going to want to recoup those?
Yeah, they're going to have to recoup that 10 grand.
So, given the percentages and everything, he's going to have to sell 4,000 records to recoup that $10,000.
Maybe. It depends if they're selling it like iTunes or something, and they recoup $1 a song.
No, they only sell for $1 a song.
So 50 cents a song.
Yeah, well, you got to give 30 cents to iTunes.
Okay, 70 cents a song.
That's 70 cents, and then the production costs.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to come down to about $0.25 a song,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
So yeah, you're right. So he would have to sell 4,000 to recoup the 10,000.
Yeah, which leaves 6,000 total to sell. And you know as well as I do that Frontiers Records, and I'm not shitting on them, they're just the record label I chose, are not paying him more than $2 a disc. And I think that's probably high.
That's probably high.
Yeah, so $2 a disc, 6,000 discs, $12,000. That's the total make.
Yep.
Okay? Now, let's do it the other way. Steven avoids a label, puts out 4 songs in a year. Doesn't have to give up anything. Doesn't get any advance money. But all he has to give up is his processing fee for the one song, for the song.
Mm-hmm.
30 cents off the top for the processing fee, and you got 70 cents a song immediately. So for selling a third of the music that he would sell
Through a label, he'll make 70 cents times 10 grand, $70,000. Sure.
Right?
Right.
Math?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, but that's only for 4 songs. For the same 10 songs, you double it and a half. So 70 grand, 140 grand, and 35 more. $175,000 for the same 10 songs that would have made him $12,000.
Sure.
Makes a lot of sense to do it. Steve.
I agree.
At least that's my quickie math.
Yeah, well, that's the way it's done. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hail and kill. There's a few things going on with that. Firstly, just on that Chris Holmes thing, you were saying that his wife must be so impressed. Yada yada. Doesn't his wife manage him?
She does, but what does that mean? It's just like saying I managed Tim James.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is, if she manages him, maybe she's the chick he's writing about.
I have no idea, Tim. All I know is that the music that we've explored from Chris is basically 1980s thought process. He has not advanced at all in his approach to subject material and thought process, and he's definitely pigeonholed himself into this idea that we don't like the blacks, we don't like the darkies, jigaboo music is out, nobody likes rock and roll, it's all about chicks, drugs, rock and roll, suck my dick at the under the table at the Rainbow, and that's what he writes about. And on top of that is the title of his album is called Shitting Bricks. That was a catchphrase or something we used in high school in the 80s. Shitting, dude, I was just shitting bricks. I saw Aerosmith last night.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.